Hey guys, I'm back for the continuation of your live paid readings. So I just want to be clear to anybody who's stumbling across this video that I will still be doing free readings in the future, but occasionally I will be doing these live paid readings as per requested. So at this point, the submissions are closed. I'm not accepting any more payments or questions. Feel free to watch this if you want to, but this is for the people who've already paid, and I'm just finishing up the last couple of orders. So thank you everybody for waiting patiently and for participating. This has been really, really fun, and I'm just waiting for everybody to join right now. And I pulled the Hope card for everybody. How awesome is that? So once again, this is the continuation of my paid live reading for this evening. The submissions are now closed, so I'm not accepting any this evening. The submissions are now closed, so I'm not accepting any more payments or questions. I'm just going to be continuing up with the last couple of orders. So, yep. Hi, Rebecca. I see you. You're waiting on the reading. My assistant John will be writing if you have any questions, like if you want to know what number you are. Hi guys! Great to see you. Just waiting for everybody to join and then I will get started again. Thank you all for being here. If for some reason you can't be here for the whole time, I will still be answering your question and I will upload it right after I finish this session. So the next person is, who is it? Shima?
Yeah.
So this is Shima's reading. Shima, you want to know about your career. You've been unemployed for over a year. When can you get a job and find independence? So let's go ahead and start with this. I just want to make sure that, oh yeah, hi Shima, there you are. Okay. What number is this, John? That doesn't matter, I guess. Okay, Shima, let's answer your question. So you've been unemployed for over a year. I've been there before, my husband's been there before, and I want to say that unemployment is actually a really great opportunity because you have time to kind of slow down and kind of restructure what you want, and you have the ability to go back into the workforce doing something that you choose, you know? So it's been a year now, you're at this point where you want to find independence, probably move away from your family or wherever it is that you're living, and be on your own. But it's hard right now for you getting work. Let's pull some cards. I am getting the message already that this was meant to be, that you needed this time to kind of think and to grow and to rest. So let's go ahead. Yeah, okay. I see. Yeah. Pulling your cards, Shima. Oh, I'm getting so many downloads about this. All right, Shima, this is regarding your career. And we will pull a timeline, okay, at the end of this. Oh, how sweet. The faith card's coming out. I love that. Let's just flip over the rest of these cards. A lot of reversals, which is, you know, talking about delays here. So this is saying that you have been feeling kind of imbalanced, and this is what led to the unemployment. I feel like the last job you had was too draining. It was a lot of work. It was really intense. And I feel like there's part of you that does want the independence and that does want a job, but there's also this fear, like, of, are you going to be drained? Because I feel like what you enjoy right now about being unemployed is having that space to think and to dream and to be creative and to take your day at your own pace. And you have been enjoying the time to just rest and just be in your body. And I think that there's a part of you that is kind of resisting the unemployment because you know you're going to have to sacrifice so much time. And so the thing is here about trying to choose a job that's going to be fun for you and inspiring and interesting, and not necessarily going to be so intense and heavy. You know, work is work. You're going to have to grind. Even me with this job, you know, I'm literally grinding right now, cranking out your readings. But it keeps going in and out over and over. Can we like save it or something?
I went to edit it, so I'm hoping you can.
Yeah. Still here, you guys. Still here for you. Sorry, my connection's being. I have another phone, I have another computer. If I have to switch, I can. So anyways, we're talking about you doing really, really well with children, with animals, and this being really, really good for you to be working in this field. And then I'm seeing that you're unhappy. You're unhappy in your situation. It has kind of led to a depression because you're feeling kind of stagnant and just kind of like, when is this going to happen? But they're saying you are going to have to face your fears at some get out, shaking hands. You're gonna have to. I also see a message about you going on walks and just looking into businesses and like finding childcare centers, knocking on the door, shaking hands, giving your resume, putting on a nice outfit, getting a folder, maybe going to like a place that does copies and getting things copied and printed out for your resume, putting it in a nice folder, and then going around and shaking hands with people. And if you don't have a lot of references in your family, ask people you know to put a lot of references. If you don't have a lot of stuff on your resume, just think, you know, have you volunteered anywhere? Have you helped anybody? If you're going out for childcare, have you, you know, do you have brothers and sisters that you've helped raise? Do you have cousins? Do you have people who can vouch for you? I actually feel like there's a business somewhere in walking distance you could actually get. I'm getting this message like it's within walking distance and you're actually being called to get out on the streets, get a nice little business outfit on, bring your folder, get the resumes printed out and start handing them out and shaking hands with actual people. Because I know going online and applying for jobs online is really good, but sometimes you just got to go out there and shake hands with people. That's actually how my husband John has gotten jobs a couple different times. Like, remember that juice place you worked at? That was years ago, but he worked at this juice place and he was having a hard time finding a job, and so he finally just got on like a suit, got a resume, went out, started shaking hands, and he came back and had a job at the end of the day. So I do feel like you out. You see this girl, she's being out there and dedicated. And this. I watched my husband apply to like 20 jobs and like get denied all of them. But then a few weeks later, he applies another one and he get that job. And so this is saying you need to stay dedicated to this. You feel like you're going around in circles. You're never going to get through this door. You're never independence. But you got to save up the money, you know, dollar by dollar, rupee by rupee, wherever you're coming from, you know, cent by cent, and know that you're going to make this happen. So the decision you need to make right now is not to hesitate, is to get this going. And guess what? The energy is really good for you the next couple of months. We do have a Mercury retrograde in November and through all of December, but I actually think this would be a good time for you to apply for a job because during Mercury retrograde, if you reapproach something or you plan to do for a long time, Mercury retrograde is actually a really good time to tie up loose ends and to rethink or restructure or revise your resume, anything with the re in front of it. So it'll be good to help you write your resume, kind of get back trying to get it. See what happened is and so, you know, there's been resumes out or gone out looking for a job because you're just so bogged down and feeling kind of out of balance. But they're saying the decision you need to make is not to hesitate. Get on some nice, clear hair done and get out there and shake some hands. And they're saying, look, you will have your freedom. I didn't even see this card here. It was just like underneath this one and it says freedom. You will have your freedom. I see this coming for you in the future. This is saying all flame is going to help you find stability. Don't wait for your twin flame to come rescue you. I also think this might be something that's happening. Sometimes we wait for somebody or a romantic partner to come rescue us and we think everything will be great then, but that's not always the case. You know, build your life, work towards your independence, and somewhere in the middle of that, your twin's gonna come in and help you out too. So hopefully this helps you find clarity. You do need to have some strength here. Your twin flame also is going to be helping you in the future. I don't see you having to work that hard. I do see you stepping back from work in the future and having this beautiful life where your twin supports you. You'll still be doing things creatively and moving towards your goals, but I don't see you grinding and hustling. But right now, something's coming up with childcare, working with animals, and I do see this message about you just having faith because there's a job literally in walking distance from you or drive somewhere really close. So you need to get out street hands. So I hope that this resonates with you. We're going to pull you a timeline now of when you're going to land this job. Okay? So when are you going to land this job? Okay. After around January, because it's saying around 9 weeks from now. Okay, so that's gonna be around 3 months from now, I'm gonna say, is when you're gonna land this job. Okay, and that does kind of put you around January, February. And I'm seeing it's going to be a couple months from now, you know, permitted that you are getting out there. And so, and this is great because it's the Hermit card and it's reversed. And so how funny is that, that it's like you've been kind of going through this hermit stage, staying inside a bunch, but now you're going to be getting out there in the world again, getting this job going. And that's so exciting. I know you can do it. This is just kind of a dry spell you've had for a while in this area, but you know, Jupiter is direct right now, and I actually think the Mercury retrograde is going to help you finish this through and seal the deal and get this job. And so usually at the end of the Mercury retrograde cycle, this will probably come through for you probably around January. So I hope that resonates, and let's see who's next. Just gonna clear my energy with my crystal.
Saying there's some breakup in this one.
Oh no. How's the signal, you guys? Is it chill right now? Oh, it's breaking. Well, if it broke up in the middle of someone's question, in the comments after, I can just write it out. And I'll make sure you get your reading. Let me know if it's still breaking up, you guys. It's breaking up for you.
Supposed to upload a copy later. Doesn't that come from the Bones video? Shouldn't that fix it? That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
My phone has
Just chilling over here, you guys.
my phone
Just
has less
rolling my
storage.
crystal ball. I haven't said anything.
My phone has less storage.
Anyways, you guys, I'm just chilling, rolling my crystal. You guys didn't miss anything. A little bit of breakage.
Do you want to go to the next one?
Yeah, let's go move on to the next question. Seems like you guys can see me pretty good now.
So Wendy,
All right, so Wendy is next.
why do I keep seeing the number?
Yeah. Oh. All right, Wendy, we're going to answer your question. Why do you keep seeing the number 314? I'm going to pull some cards on this. Oh gosh. All right, I'm getting your cards. So Wendy, why do you keep seeing the number 314? You've seen it 5 times today. What? Oh wow. Oh, they're good. This is a good message, okay? This is a really good message. What is the meaning? Spirit obviously has a very direct message for you. I find this very funny because the cards I'm getting are very like intense, like like almost like a grab you and shake you kind of energy. Like, hey, I'm pulling some more cards on this. Aw, oh my goodness, this message is so sweet. I'm actually being called to pull from my personal deck as well. They're saying it keeps going in and out. I'm just drawing cards. You guys haven't missed anything.
Let's go there.
All right.
It may be an internet issue for some people.
Okay. Also, I suggest that you guys watch this on your phone, because sometimes if you're playing this on a laptop, I've done live readings with people before, and playing it on my phone seems to go faster. My husband is watching the readings on his laptop to make sure if it's glitching or not, and it seems like it's good. He's seeing everything. So it could just be maybe one or two of you guys, but just keep me posted. All right, so why do you keep seeing the number 314? Well, Spirit is saying yes. This is a message. This is like saying you hit the target, you hit nail on the head. Like, this was a message, this is a sign, okay? Strong. I think this is telling you it's time for you to pull your head out of these emotional waters and try to rise above some of the intensity that's hitting you right now. I think this is also a message there's a big change coming, like there's this energy of freedom coming into your life. This is the horse couple and adventure and freedom. Funny enough, I pulled this card over and over and over again when I was gonna go traveling. And so it'd be a message for you about traveling or going somewhere or gaining your freedom and independence. And so the message here is to reach for the stars, to believe. You've been told that it's time for you to move in your guidance. And your intuition is definitely trying to connect with you and telling you if you've been having any repeated thoughts or any repeated visions or any repeated ideas lately on how to move forward or somewhere you want to travel or somewhere you want to go or maybe you want to move or relocate. This could even have to do with moving across the sea because I see the water here. And so it's saying moving overseas perhaps is something you've been guided to do. One thing is for sure, this is it was supposed to be pink, but it turned out red, but this is the pink. So pink has to do with bringing light into your root to heal your heart. And so this is saying, are you feeling like you're losing your energy? Are you feeling like an intense energy lately? To release your anger and any unhappiness and know that it's time for you to walk into a season of your life that's going to be a lot happier. It's the end of one chapter in your life. You probably were going through some kind of grieving process or some kind of depression. And this 314 is like the message that you're actually letting this go right now and you're ready to move forward. Furthermore, angel number 314 stand, time to look at all of your options before stepping forward or making any like long-term commitments. Listen to your intuition and only choose things that really resonate with your soul. This is also a message for you to build your self-esteem and trust your inner knowing. Have courage to step towards your dreams. Know that you have all the skills, all the talents, all the abilities, all the resources within you to achieve your goals. Have the courage to make your life the way that you want it to be, because it's up to you. You're the master creator of your life. That's why this is telling you to believe. This is why this is telling you believe in your truth, believe in who you are, trust in that. You have inner intelligence. You have a really and you know how to spirit So I feel like Spirit is trying to tell you, I'm here. Like, you can always ask questions. I'm always going to be sending you signs. It's a message that, believe like there is a higher power here for you, but at the same time, you have the power to create changes in your life. So it's actually realizing and coming to a knowing that you're co-creating with the universe. That when you step forward and take a step, the universe is going to meet you halfway and help send all the things you need into your life to help you accomplish it. So I think it's just a message. Your higher self is growing, a beautiful new chapter. There could be some traveling or perhaps maybe a move overseas or something like that happening soon. So I just think this is such a beautiful message. And I remember when I angel numbers and actually I want to tell you guys real quick today I had to give my little budgie away. I could travel. I had to give it to somebody and it was the saddest thing ever. Adopted. And before that, my other bird died. And so just had really bad luck with pets. And I think about them all the time. I talk about them all the time. And I was on a walk today crossing a street and I saw this guy who had a little budgie on his finger. And we locked eyes and I was like, oh my gosh, can I pet your bird? And the bird got one on my little finger. And speak Italian, but we did talk a little bit. John translated, and I got to hold the bird, and it was just really sweet. We got to bond for a second about the fact that we're both reading tarot. He tried to sell me like a tarot message, but I couldn't even read it because I don't speak Italian. But anyways, that is like a huge sign from the universe to me that my spirit guides are in the right place, and signs can come in many different forms, and I think you should definitely keep paying attention to angel numbers because they're going to be coming around you. And trust your intuition too on what the messages are. I hope that this was good confirmation for you. So yay, I'm going to be answering another question. And as always, clearing my energy with my crystal ball. So who's next, John? Lisa, what's up? Just monitor the connection. All right, Lisa, I'm reading your question right now. Lisa, you want to write a book, but you're not sure what to write. You have some ideas and you've been through a lot. Your question is, what should I write about? All right, very interesting. Let's go ahead and get into this. We're going to pull a lot of cards on this, Lisa. That's good. Ooh. All right, Lisa. Getting a message about actually writing a fictional story that's like based on your life and experience, if that makes sense. The central theme of this book is definitely struggle. So I'm actually seeing that you've been wondering, like, should I write a book about my experience or not? And I feel like it's kind of a yes and a no. Like, this is going to be a fictional story. It is going to be a novel. And it's going to be a book that is going to revolve around, like, obviously a central struggle and a theme that is coming from your life. So your character is going to be going through a lot of the things you've gone through in your life, but it's going to be kind of exaggerated a little bit, or some of them changed, or maybe they're in a different or something, or maybe instead of I do feel like the main character could be female or something like that. And I feel like they're saying you're ready to heal through writing this book. Writing this book is a really important part of your healing process. It's like you need to get this out. And it's basically your story. So they're saying speak your truth. This book is a way for you to speak your truth, but the catch is it's a fictional story. The characters and the people in it all have different names, but it's basically the story of your life. There will be some extra things added. It might be in a different setting. It might be in a different location than where you've grown up. For instance, if you've grown up in California, then maybe the setting will be somewhere like New York or something like that instead. So things will be similar, but it's going to be more of a fiction story. So let's go ahead and, I do feel like it might have a lot to do with love. It could be a love story or talking about two lovers that have been torn apart or something. It's definitely a book that's going to, at the end of the book, it's going to make people have hope. It's going to give advice. And so what I think is really interesting is that it's a book to give people advice, and it's a book that kind of teaches to love, but you're doing it through a fictional story with characters, and it's kind of based around your life. So let's go ahead and get some more information about this book. Getting a lot of downloads. It's about somebody who gets out of a really tough situation. It could be an abuse, something toxic, somebody who leaves their family behind or leave their culture behind. It's like they go on a big journey. And it's maybe somebody who doesn't really get along well with other people or doesn't have friends, but then they're like making friends along the way. It's like them learning how to open their heart to love. And this is also saying there is a central relationship that is kind of the theme of the story. That's why I keep getting this message about like this couple or they're in separation. It could be kind of a twin flame kind of thing. Let's see, let's draw some more cards for this. I can see the story. I can see it. It's starting to come together. And I think something that's really cool about it is like the cover is really beautiful. So to help like visualize what you want the cover to look like, try to think of a title if you can. I know some title till after you write the book, but just start visualizing. And they are saying have patience. You can use your awareness and your spiritual gifts to tap in and allow this to flow through. But of course, you're going to have patience. My advice to you is 1 page a day. Because guess what? At the end of the year, you have 365 pages. And I think it's really amazing that you're going to write a book. They're saying reach for the stars. This is part of your purpose. And anything else about your book? Wants to come out. At the end of the book, there will be a celebration. There will be a union. There will be a family coming together. It's definitely going to have a happy ending. There's a lot of hearing it, and it's a really difficult situation. And it might be hard. You might be speaking the truth, you know? You might be talking about something uncomfortable. There might be abuse talked about in the story or something. And so, yeah, this is what I'm seeing. Maybe it confirms something that you were already thinking about. Maybe it's not, but I do feel the main message about this is it's a fiction, basically about your life and other locations, and maybe adding a little bit to it or taking certain things away to basically tell the story of your life, but just like in a different format. And so, and it's a little bit more entertaining, and it does have a happy ending, and it's beautiful. And so I can't wait to read your story. I hope that this resonated with you. Your book is going to be absolutely phenomenal, and I hope that these pointers helped you. So guess what I'm going to do now, you guys? I'm going to clear my energy with my crystal ball. So thank you everyone who's been waiting patiently. If you have to leave, I'm going to upload this after. So no, I know it's glitching. I saw it. All I'm doing is rolling my crystal and Clenergy.
It never paused, by the way, so it's still.
Yeah. I have a good catch. Who's next?
I believe it's Rebecca.
I'm finding out who's next right now.
It's Rebecca.
All right, it's Rebecca. Rebecca, you are next. I'm just going to read your question question, and then we're going to pull your cards.
What's going on?
Okay, Rebecca, we're going to get real and we're going to find out what's going on with you and your partner, okay? You and your relationship, Rebecca. Okay, let's ask your question. What is going on between you and your partner? Okay, this is so interesting. The first energy that I'm getting is that you guys are a little bit emotionally disconnected right now. And you kind of feel like you guys are going backwards right now instead of going forwards. You feel like you're stuck, like this isn't moving forward. And then I'm really zeroing in on their backs. This is making me think that there's like some energies that are kind of attached to you guys that need to be cleared. And so what I recommend for that, honestly, is trying to spend time out in nature with your partner. Jump in the ocean, that would be awesome. If you can take like a swim or something, or go to the spa for a day, or get in a jacuzzi or something, or go in the river. I guess it depends, some places it's freezing cold in the ocean or the river, but if you could find a way to get into some type of body of water, just get your feet in the ocean, or get your feet in the river, and the water together, and you don't even have to tell him. Sorry. John's laughing. You can just be like, let's go to the river, and then be like, take your shoes off with me. Let's put our feet in the water, or just push them in. I'm just kidding. But in all seriousness, that could help you, or offer to give them a foot bath and massage their feet or something. I just see like energy needs to come out of the feet. Water needs to be involved. Take a shower with them or whatever. There's cleared here, and we're going to get more retreat. It's like energy. So this is true love. I don't think it's like you guys need to break up or anything. This is true love, but you have to keep in mind that it's Venus retrograde. I mean, John and I rarely fight, but we had like the past couple weeks had great energy. And it's annoying because John's laughing again. It's annoying because like this energy, like none of us are immune to it. All of us are being affected. So researching Venus retrograde, there's a ton of awesome videos here on YouTube about it. I'll probably post one soon. It will help you to understand more about what's going on, and you'll be like, oh, no wonder like we've been kind of like butting heads or like pulling apart a little bit. And so this is saying like so happen through the water clearing like I'm talking about. But there is change coming into your life. Maybe you guys are both kind of pulling back and I do feel like there's an energy coming of commitment here. And so I also see that you guys have been really disconnected from people. You kind of have gotten caught in what I call the relationship vortex. When you start dating someone, you just get sucked into this honeymoon period, and you end up being like a boyfriend ditcher, and you ditch all your friends. You get really sucked into maybe your friends are more you're doing. So partners really, so you're gone 2 nights a week, or even if it's the weekend and that's the only time you guys get to hang out, maybe plan a day with your girl. You hang out the whole week. They're not going anywhere. Spice back into your relationship. Some of the days that I've had the funnest time with my husband has been after I've spent a whole day away from him. And I come home and we're like having the best time and laughing and And it's really great to connect after spending a little bit of time apart. You need to let them miss you sometimes. I think that's why it's saying retreat. You need to pull back, not be so clingy and stuff. And I feel like he's just feeling kind of like squeezed. Like he might be feeling kind of trapped in the relationship. Maybe you feel that way. But the easiest remedy for that is just spending a little time apart, not in like a bad way, like let's separate. It doesn't need to be this big conversation like I think we should spend time apart. Just kind of take the lead here. Go out with your girlfriends or sign up for an activity or sign up for a gym membership or something and just make a point to like disappear for like an hour every here and there, you know? Or maybe just go into the other room if you live with them or something, be like, I'm gonna go in the living room and like work on this thing and try to just let them have some space. And you'll be surprised how much spice that will add into your relationship. But one thing's for sure, this is true love, okay? It's just, you know, this happens in long-term relationships. So they're saying, clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. You're doubting this connection and you're like, I don't know, like, and I think you need to decide, are you in or are you out? Because once you energetically commit, so will your partner. I think if they're pulling apart, they might be sensing that you're kind of worried about it. And anytime I felt like that with my husband, kind of like worried and not sure if I was all in or not, because I'm an Aquarius and I can't make up my mind, he would kind of be weird and like kind of he could tell like I wasn't all in. So you got to be all in. And then I'm also seeing there's a new love. Maybe there's somebody that's caught your eye. Maybe you have a crush on somebody or you're feeling drawn to other people. A new person has stirred your romantic feelings. So this could be kind of, your partner could be like, you know, basically picking up on that. You know what I mean? And so I do kind of feel like maybe they're picking up on that. Whoever this person is that you're kind of crushing on, they probably are a soulmate. You could even have been with them in a past life, but I have a feeling this will kind of settle down and you guys will just be friends. This happens sometimes, all right? You don't have to feel guilty or anything. I think they're saying release whoever this is and be all in with your partner. And they probably can just sense you pulling apart a little bit. You guys are probably both just sensing like you're changing. This card means the winds of change. And so you're both changing, and so you both kind of have to readjust. And that happens in relationships when you change and they change, and then you kind of have to like change the dynamic of the relationship to be cool with that. So let's pull some more cards on what's going on between you and your partner. Aww. You're getting the Faith card. I really think the message here is you seriously need to sign up for some kind of class or do a girls' night once a week, or like find a way to like give your partner a little bit of space, and that will literally heal everything. I think that's gonna help. He might just be getting kind of antsy, you know, and if you take the lead and do that, he'll make some hobbies, he'll make some goals, he'll get some stuff going outside of the relationship, and then you guys will have more to talk about and more to bond about. So that's the actualization card. They're saying you have to do something here because you can't worry about changing him. You can only change yourself and be that role model. They're saying you will be fulfilled and you are fulfilled in this relationship. You just need to communicate. If there's something your partner's not doing, let them know. Try to do it in a loving way. Another example from my relationship, I'm really putting John on blast a lot tonight. Sometimes I feel like John doesn't like compliment me enough. And so I told him, you know, one of my love languages is words, and I really just would like more compliments. And I've had to tell him that a couple times in our relationship because it takes people and men a long time to get something through their head. Once they get it through, then he's doing it. And he says nice things to me. And I'm always like, do you like my makeup? Do you like my lips? And he's like, yes. And then he compliments me. He notices now when I get my hair cut or when I get done up and stuff. And that is important to me. But I did have to tell him like multiple times as we've been dating, that's something I need. And so this might be a love language thing too. Like you're not communicating in the same love languages. And so you just need to be honest and tell it point blank. You know, when I first started communicating with my husband, I would break down, I would cry, I would get upset. I'd be like, you never do this and you never do that, and I feel like shit because you did this. But now I realize it's as easy as just being like, hey, you know what's really important to me? if you compliment me. And I need you to do that. It's important. It's my love language. And then following up on it a couple weeks later, do you remember when I told you that thing? Let's make it happen. By the way, is there anything I can do to communicate with you better, to help you better, to make you feel more loved? Try to get to that point in your communication where you can be simple about it so that you guys don't feel like you're attacking each other. But look, the fights are going to happen. The fights are going to happen. And then they're also saying intimacy. You know, light some candles, put some roses on the bed, get some new lingerie. Maybe you guys are just being cranky because you haven't been as intimate. And so, you know, you can't use intimacy to just take away all the problems in the relationship, but you can work on that and then also work on the intimacy. One thing's for sure, though, have faith. You guys are true love. I really do think you're going to be fulfilled in this relationship. You're just getting to this point where you really need to communicate and work out some things that you've been keeping inside for a while. And maybe they've been keeping some stuff inside too. You guys are going to get stronger. This is going to work out. And Venus retrograde is here to help you. It is your friend. So wonderful love and light to you. I'm so happy that you have an amazing relationship. Your partner is a keeper. I just feel really great vibes around them. And you guys are going to get through this. So who is next? Brienne. What's up, Brienne? Clearing my energy.
Question about income/job. If it's seeing a lot of numbers and patterns.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
So Brienne, you've been seeing 1, 2, 3 everywhere, and you are wondering about your income and your job. You just want to take things to the next level. You're ready to take the next step, and that's basically what 1, 2, 3 means. It's like a progression. It's also a message of step by step. Funny enough, my friend started seeing 3, 2, 1 everywhere right before she met her twin flame, and it was almost like 3, 2, 1, blast off. Well, 1, 2, 3 is like the opposite of that energy. It's like baby steps. So 1, 2, 3. You got to think about what's next on your path, what the next step is. So let's go ahead and find that out for you. Maybe, you know, it's interesting. Not knowing that you've been seeing 1, 2, 3 helps me to pull the right card for you and to ask the right question. What is your next step? Okay, so I feel like this is weird. This just came out in 2 different piles. I feel like this is for your income and this is for your job. And look, 1, 2, 3. Interesting. So they're saying there have been delays on you moving forward in your career and job because money flows where your energy and passion goes. If you're not choosing something that you're authentically passionate about and that you love, there's only going to be so much money you make there. I hear stories from people all the time who decided to become a lawyer or a doctor or a nurse just because of the money, or to make their parents happy, or to follow their lineage or something. Shout out to you guys who are nurses, doctors, lawyers, and you're great at it. It's a beautiful, light working job. But if you're not really being called to it and you don't like it, then it's going to be tough. And you might have blockages trying to get jobs or trying to move forward. I've talked to a lot of people like that. And so they're saying, don't go with what is safe. Realize that the safest, most secure job you can get is doing something you love. So they're saying you need to express yourself with your creativity. You need to spend some time getting grounded in this. And maybe you haven't had enough time to really just try different things. Before I was a fashion stylist, I was a music writer, I was a fashion writer, I was a fashion editor, and then I was a creative director for a magazine. And then eventually I realized by trying different things that I liked being a fashion stylist, and I committed, stuck with it, and I'm still going at it. And so sometimes it takes trying a couple different things to find out what you want. I got really into painting, and that's when I started making these cards, and then all of a sudden I got into tarot, and it's like one creative thing will lead you to the next. So the first step for you with your job is to get your creativity going again. You might need to sign up for a class for accountability, do some tutorials online, pick something, even if it's really random, even if it doesn't seem like it's gonna help you with your career or your money at all, even if it's underwater basket weaving, that might take you somewhere, you never know. This is also talking about moving. Maybe you're saying, oh, I live in a small town, or I live in this place and it's not good for the thing I want to do, or, that's not an excuse, you know. I thought for the longest time since I wasn't in a city I couldn't be a fashion stylist. But it turned out I found a lot of people who wanted to try being a photographer, and I found clothes at the thrift store around the corner from me and was able to get my portfolio going doing that. So this is saying don't wait until the circumstances are perfect to get started. Start with what you have now. And this is also saying, yes, you might actually have to move somewhere where there's more creative people and more creative opportunities in the future to get work there. This is saying that you have what you need, and sometimes we get scared because, you know, maybe you're living paycheck to paycheck, maybe you've had to push back some bills or something, but just know eventually it gets paid and you are always have what you need. Sometimes not a moment before, sometimes not a moment after, sometimes it's just right on time. If you're ever afraid you're not going to get what you need financially, just know the universe takes care of the birds and the stray animals and the trees and the plants. Even though we're polluting this earth and there's plastic and crap everywhere, the universe keeps making a way to thrive and to nourish, and there's nothing we can do to destroy this planet. We should definitely take better care of it. That's a whole other conversation. But, you know, the universe can take care of the planet. The universe can take care of you. So they're saying you got to get up, you got to get your creative juices flowing. Time to start a project, even if it doesn't seem to have anything to do with your work. You can work a job that you don't really like, but part-time, you know, use that to get the money and to provide for yourself, and part-time work towards what you want to do. I was a swim teacher. I taught CPR. I taught water aerobics to old people. I did personal training with elderly folks that had arthritis and stuff like that. And then in the evenings and the weekends, I would do fashion styling. So you are going to have to handle your responsibilities, okay? That will kind of suck, but you can work towards your dreams in the meantime. And I think that's what they're saying, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe you're being called to be a healer. Maybe that's why you feel like a late bloomer, the money's not coming. Once you start using your gifts, the money comes. So that will be something to start thinking about is what are you gifted with? What are you talented with? And I can definitely do a reading for you on that sometime, but be sure to discover that for yourself as well. So wonderful. I hope that resonates with you. Thank you so much for your support. I'm loving that 1, 2, 3 message. And it seemed to have a lot to do with your creativity. So who is next?
Hillary?
Hillary's next. All right, I might have to do a part 3 to this. We'll keep you guys tuned. We'll stay tuned for it.
Socially, how
Still going?
how I'm meant to deal with feelings of isolation.
Okay.
Um,
So Hillary is feeling a little bit,
feeling a little stuck.
kind of feeling a little stuck. You're feeling kind of isolated. You're like, how am I supposed to deal with this? I feel you. You know what I really feel like is going on with you, Hillary? I feel like you're going through a spiritual awakening. So I feel like people that aren't really meant to be in your life have like vibrated out of your reality, and everything is kind of changing around you, and it feels like things are just falling apart. You might be realizing you're not resonating with the same things that you used to, but what's happening is you're actually opening up to your truth and what you do want in your life. When you realize what you don't want and when things fall apart around you, you start realizing what you do want and what you actually want to build in the space that's left over from that. And so I'm going to pull some cards for you for sure, but I am feeling like you're going through a spiritual awakening, and it's causing you to go through this time of the dark night of the soul. So definitely Google spiritual awakening, and then also Google dark night of the soul. It is a bit of a depression, and there is a period of solitude that you go through on this path. And I went through it a couple years ago. Before I started my tarot, I had my spiritual awakening, and all of a sudden, like, I was alone, literally alone. And something that helped me is I got a bird. So if you have any pets or an ability to get a pet, this is a great time. But sometimes you're being called to walk on the path alone. And what I want to tell you is that you're never alone. The universe always sends someone. And maybe it's the person at the grocery store who gives you a smile. Maybe it's somebody you meet online like me. You're not alone. I'm here. You got the rainbow fam. But I know what you mean. You need some friends in real life. And so I do say allow this. Solitude is really difficult. When I went through it, it was hard for me because I'm an Aquarius. I love people, obviously. And it was like the hardest thing ever. But I feel like this obedience card is coming out. I hate this card because like I hate the word obedience because I'm an Aquarius rebel. But this is actually saying that you feel like you need to kind of stay in your past, or like you don't really know what to expect moving forward. And you aren't receiving communication right now from a lot of people in your life, and everything's kind of gone to a radio silence. But it's actually a sign that you're becoming more psychically in tune and more aware, because in this space of emptiness and solitude, you will find your creativity. When I was alone all the time, just sitting at home with my tarot cards, I got really good at reading them, and then I became a tarot reader. So is there anything that you like to do creatively or that you find yourself doing when you're alone and when you're in solitude? Just dive head first into that. Screw other people right now. There will be people coming in your life. Your friends are going to come. I'm going to be talking about that in a second. But maybe you're alone for a reason. Maybe there's something that needs to be developed in this space. So think about that. Think about what wants to come through right now. How do you want to express yourself, and just haul at that and use the time you have. Sometimes friends and people can be a distraction. You do need a healthy connection, but I think the solitude is really important. And I think that's where you find your gifts and where you find your talents and where you find your creativity. Some people can't even get in touch with that because they're so busy and they're always going from one thing to the next. They're always around friends. They can't be alone. When one friend leaves, they text the other, or they're online talking to them, and then they go out with their boyfriend, and they come home and their friend spends the night, you know? And so, like, you don't actually have time to sit and think and breathe and to be still. And so, this is saying this is good for you. And I also have a feeling that people will be coming back into your life over Mercury retrograde. At the end of November, and December, there will be some people who try to come back in your life. And even if you're really lonely, be super discerning about anyone that you allow back in your life or just allow in your life in general. Now you can be picky and you can be choosy with your friends. Not a lot of people get this opportunity to curate their friends and to curate their group. Sometimes all of a sudden you have all these friends and you look around and you realize, I'm not in alignment with these people. They're bringing me down. I don't want to be with these people. And so then you got to be awkward and cut cords and block people and try to get out of away from that. And that can be a stressful, frustrating process. So it's a blessing to be in this period of solitude where you get to actually be discerning and build your circle of friends from the ground up, and realize that you want to make friends who, they don't have to be perfect or anything, but you want to make friends who are growing and changing and evolving and trying new things. Friends who are interested in the things that you're doing. And so this is saying have respect for yourself. You have skills, you have talents, you're very gifted, you're worthy. You might be feeling kind of self-conscious, almost like, what's wrong with me? I don't have friends. But even me, chatty Kathy, Aquarius, who just makes friends everywhere I go, went through this time of solitude during my spiritual awakening. And you know what helped me find friends again? Getting involved in a creative hobby. When I started doing the fashion styling and really went for it, I actually started making more friends. And it was cool because I had no idea that by doing what I loved, I was going to meet other people that liked doing this kind of same stuff I liked, and that we had a lot in common, and I'd make some of my best friends doing that work. So I feel like it's a similar message to what I just gave. A lot of messages coming up tonight about creativity. Getting involved in a creative project is going to connect you with more friends. And so final message about you and the solitude and just feeling kind of off right now. This is a yes card. I feel like it's saying I hit the target. I feel like the real message is about, oh my gosh, I can't believe this just came out. It's saying your group of friends is out there, but you might have to just go through this solitude for a while, find something creative you like to do, hustle at that, develop your goals, your gifts, enjoy this time of no distraction, and naturally you'll draw these people into your life. Your soul family is out there. And I just want to say I'm thankful for everybody who's here on Rainbow Harmony. You guys are my friends, you guys are my soul family, and I know what it's like to feel alone. I'm traveling right now, and I literally just like I'm alone sometimes, but it's really great because I actually have been meeting people through Rainbow Harmony and meeting up with people in every country I go to. Always be safe when you're making friends online and whatnot. I always bring my husband with me when I meet up with somebody, and I always do it in a public place. But that's another message. Maybe you can start some kind of online community. You'll make more friends, put yourself out there, be vulnerable, speak your truth, put your creativity out there. You can make more friends that way. Start by making some friends online, and this energy will grow. Some of the best friends I have are people I actually met online. So anyways, I hope this resonates with you, and I'm actually going to start another video. This is going to be the last and final installment of these live sessions tonight. Thank you everybody for your patience, everyone that stuck it out this whole time. I'm closing this video, and in 2 minutes I'm going to start a new one. And this video will be uploading. So I'll see you guys soon. Anybody who's waiting, how many people we got? We got like 6 or 7 more people in line, and we're gonna wrap this up on the last video. So I will see you soon.